Hi everyone and greetings to all. My name is Tan Hui Ting and my matrix number is 277401. Our group title is An Overview of Malaysia's Response to Tourism Industry During COVID-19 Pandemic. Before I start my present, let me introduce my group member. They are Xia Lilen, Ng Mei Yan, Tek Chun Kat, Tan Hui Ting, which is me, and Shirley Hang Wei Ting. I will start my presentation with introductions. Since the WHO officially announced the novel coronavirus COVID-19 breaking out as a disease outbreak on 11 March 2020, people's life has been disrupted and the worldwide economic activity has also been affected. Malaysia's tourism industry, such as other nations, has been severely impacted by the COVID-19 outbreak. As countries close their borders and restrict travel to control the spread of the virus, inbound tourism has stalled, while the domestic tourism has plummeted due to the Movement Control Order (MCO). Social distancing and standard operation procedures are safety measures during the pandemic, but they have also contributed to a contemporary collapse in economic activity. According to the United Nations World Tourism Organization (UNWTO), travel restrictions were enforced for all global destinations between January and March year 2020. Since then, tourism and travel in worldwide tourist cities have fallen by 80% to 90%. In 2016, the number of tourist arrivals to Malaysia was 26.76 million people and 25.95 million people in 2017. This record a decrease from the previous year, which is 0.81 million people. Next, it is decreased slightly by about 0.12 million people in 2018. The number of tourist arrivals to Malaysia in 2018 was 25.83 million people. In 2019, tourist arrivals in Malaysia began to grow. There was a total of 26.1 million tourists visiting Malaysia in 2019. After this growth, the world ushered in the biggest disaster, COVID-19. This virus has degraded the country's economy and hindered the development of the tourism sector. In year 2020, the number of tourist arrivals to Malaysia has dropped sharply to 4.33 million people. This is a huge blow to Malaysia's economic development. Therefore, COVID-19 has shifted tourism trends, with concern of sanitation, safety, and security becoming important concerns for the visitors. As a result, there will be a shift in demand for tourism products and services, as well as change in tourist behavior and preference. This research will focus on the impact of COVID-19 on the tourism industry in Malaysia and how Malaysia will respond to recover and strengthen the tourism sector. That's all from me. I will pass to the second presenter. Thank you.
Good morning to sir and my fellow friends. My name is Ng Mei Yan and my matrix number is 277137. Today I'm going to present the impact of COVID-19 on the tourist industry in Malaysia. There are three impacts I'm going to explain, which are impact on accommodations, transportations, and also related tourist business. First of all, accommodation. The impact on accommodation, we also know as hotels. Due to COVID-19 has attacked all around the world, Malaysian government has implemented movement control order we know as MCO that come out with nobody is allowed to travel during MCO. There were recorded hotel booking cancellation is about 170,000 rooms and is around 68 million ringgit. Due to demand decrease, the expectations of accommodation loss will be doubles, and some of the 4 and 5 star hotel will decide to temporarily close because their occupancy rate is at a very low levels. There are also some of the hotel or accommodations who are unable to sustain in COVID-19 decided to fully shut down. Let's come to the next point, transportations. Transportations is a small but important part of GDP. Due to travel restrictions, government has banned all the flight in and out to Malaysia. And also the expected loss in transportations is around 13 billion in year 2020. There's a total of 3,099 million ringgit refund paid back to around 60,000 passengers. AirAsia also recorded their net loss of around 992 million. The last point is related tourist business. It is all the business who rely on tourist sectors such as travel agency, tour operator and others. Due to a lot of event cancellations, there are a lot of event planners who suffer in significant financial loss. And also travel agencies, they have paid all the refund to customers who pay for travel packages. The number of available jobs in tourist sector have fallen by 2.44%. And also some of the business who are unable to sustain in this COVID-19 pandemic were forced to shut down permanently. That's all from me. Thank you.
Good day, sir. My name is Shirley Hang Weiding and my matrix number is 277597. So now I'll proceed with the presentation of Malaysia's response to tourism industry during COVID-19. So there are three responses initiated by Malaysia towards the tourism industry, which are first, the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030, next, the COVID-19 Free Destination Program, and lastly, the Economy Stimulus Package, which will be divided into three known as Pemulih, Pemerkasa, and Pemerkasa Plus. So now I will explain on the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030. So this policy is introduced by Malaysia's former Prime Minister Tan Sri Muhyiddin Yassin in the plan to focus on the sustainability of the tourism industry and also to generate more tourism revenue during the COVID-19 pandemic. So the aim of this strategy is to make a transformation of Malaysia tourism industry by exploding partnerships with public and private sectors, and also to drive competitiveness by embracing into the digitalization. So to understand easier, this strategy is to break out of the comfort zone from the old and sick tourism strategies to embrace smart tourism by reinventing and transforming the industry into be more competitive in the world. So there are actually 6 transformation strategies included in the National Tourism Policy 2020 to 2030. It is supported by 22 strategies, actions, and 32 tactics to make this policy works. So however, instead of explaining in details regarding the 6 strategies implemented that can be accessed through the blueprint unveiled by the government, I would like to explain further on the effort and objectives of Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Culture, also known as MOTAC, on working out a plan called Tourism Recovery Plan (TRP). So under this plan, MOTAC has worked closely with tourism industry associations and formulated this implementation. So this plan focuses on several strategies and objectives to recover the tourism industry, which are 2. First is to revitalize domestic tourism through creative travel packages with digitalizations. Next is to satisfy tourist preferences on safe destinations with attractive incentives such as rural areas or hidden gems destinations. Next is to restore the confidence of the public to travel again by adapting to new normal operations such as the SOP, Standard Operation Procedures. And lastly is to embrace technology, security, and contactless travel such as cashless payment. So the methods implemented to make this policy work as well as to promote sustainable tourism development are strategized as follows. So first is through the partnership with public and private sectors in tourism, arts and culture products, while respecting the standard operating procedures known as SOPs. So next is by simplifying the business regulations such as waiving the license fees. And in order to put up the international travel again, so focus are put on developing sustainable and segmented products of nature, cultures, and rural areas. As well as the design travel packages for fully vaccinated individuals or small groups of travelers are introduced as well. And lastly is the collaborations with related ministries at NSC level in monitoring the travel bubbles during COVID-19. On the next implementation is the COVID-19 Free Destination Program. So this program is also an initiative implemented by MOTEC to encourage interstate traveling when the COVID-19 cases are getting better and opening up to tourism sectors by setting pioneer destinations that are free from COVID-19. Meanwhile, also to boost up the vaccination progress in Malaysia. So the method used to implement this program is by prioritizing the vaccination progress with consent of both government and selected locations, while respecting the standard operation procedures SOP. So this program is divided into 3 phases. The first phase is implemented by setting Langkawi in Kuching as the first COVID-19 free destinations. So in this phase, the vaccination program is prioritized to the residents that they are immune to the virus and reduce the risk of spreading. In the second phase, the famous resort islands such as Tioman Island, Redang Island, Perhentian Island are opened up to enhance the business in tourism industry. And then the third phase is to open up to other main attractions, tourist attractions, where it will be safe to travel around with the collaborations of MOTEC and the COVID-19 Immunization Task Force, CITF, to accelerate the vaccination progress and also to monitor the situation of COVID-19 in Malaysia. So the outcomes of this program is that the vaccination program is accelerated and the tourism revenue is also sustained and enhanced. On the third strategy of Malaysia's response to tourism industry is the economic stimulus package. So this package is a financial aid packages to help stem the economic fallout by the government known as the Pemulih, Pemerkasa Plus, and Pemerkasa. So for Pemulih is known as the protection of the people and recovery of the economy. So the aim of this package is to continue the extension of the first phase of National Recovery Plan (NRP). So this package acted on the vaccination progress of the tourism sectors such as the hotel operations in the heavy tourism island of Langkawi, provided with aid of the Special Committee of Ensuring Access to COVID-19 Supply JKJAV. Employers, employees, and also the economic frontliners in tourism industry are also to get full vaccination in order to operate in the business. Next on the Pemerkasa Plus, which is the supplementary strategic program to empower the people and economy. So the aim of this package is to assist affected Malaysians and tackle the economic impact following the full MCO, known as FMCO, in the beginning of 1st June 2021. So this package focuses more on wages, subsidies, and also the lengthening of existing loan moratorium. This package also provides support up to 500 workers per employer with the assistance of 600 ringgit per worker for 4 months. Lastly, on the Pemekasan package. So Pemekasan package is the strategic program to empower the people and the economy. So Pemekasan package has its aim to enhance economic growth, aid business, and assist people and sectors that are still affected after the Pemai package. So this package focuses on three aspects. First, it is to increase public healthcare capacity. Second is to continue the welfare programs. And third is to support businesses. So in this package, a one-off special assistance of 600 ringgit for homestay operators under the Malaysia Homestay Experience Program is implemented, as well as 2,861 operators is benefited from the package with the involvement of total payment allocations of 1,716,000 in July 2021. So that will be all from me. Thank you, and I will pass it to the next presenter.
Good morning, sir. My name is Ted Get, and my number metric is 277452. I'm going to continue the presentation with response taken by other countries to improve their tourism industry. There are three countries going to be discussed, which are Japan, Singapore, and United Kingdom. First, Japan. Japan have prepared a few initiatives to increase travel demand in the pandemic of COVID-19. The main point of the initiatives are strengthening of external communication to promote inbound tourism. The overseas Japanese government organization propagate the content about Japan such as tourism, culture, history, etc. to social media. Moreover, the Japanese culture, traditions, science and technology, as well as local lectures and workshops by professionals that reflect the Japanese brand are promoted by the branches of Japan House located in Sao Paulo, London, and Los Angeles. Then, expansion of consumption tax exemption system for foreign tourists visiting Japan. The 2020 amendment eliminates the necessity for workers for vending machines that meet specific criteria in response to business demands that commodities sold without employees be tax deductible. Next, multilingual support. The government and local institutions are working to establish a comprehensive multilingual information sharing system through Tourist Information Central, digital signage, smartphones, and others in order to generate a more comfortable and stress-free travel environment at airports, harbours, public transportation, and tourist attractions. The second country is Singapore. Singapore also prepared a few measures to recover its tourism industry in this pandemic. The main point of the measures are reopening tourism safely. Singapore Tourism Board (STB) worked with industry stakeholders to prepare reopening proposals and establish the essential safe management measures. A lot of tourism facilities have also achieved the SG Clean certification, a national mark of quality indicating that our enterprises commit to high environmental and public hygiene requirements on their premises. Then, stimulating demands for tourism. STB, Enterprise Singapore, and Sentosa Development Corporation launched the Singapore Discovers campaign in July 2020 to encourage locals to support tourism enterprise and promote Singapore's hidden gems and delights. Next, supporting industry transformation. The Tourism Recovery Action Task Force (TRAS) was established in February 2020. TRAS assisted in identifying opportunities that appear in pandemic of COVID-19, motivating and implementing actions to co-create recovery plans and rebuild confidence in Singapore's tourism industry. In April 2020, Marketing Partnership Program (MPP) worth $20 million was established to assist tourism enterprises marketing efforts to enhance demand. That's all from me. I'm passing this to next presenter.
Good day, sir. My name is Xia Lilian and my matrix number is 276990. Now, I'm going to talk about the response taken by United Kingdom in order to improve their tourism industry. The UK government has proposed some measures to restore the tourism industry due to the impact of the COVID-19 outbreak. These measures mainly focus on three aspects, which are safe reopening, business assistance, and demand stimulations. First of all, from the perspective of safely reopening the tourism industry, the Visit England cooperate with the National Tourism Administrations has introduced COVID-19 safety industry standard, namely We Are Good to Go program. This program allows the visitors and company to determine whether they have met all of the official guidelines. 45,000 tourism businesses across the UK carry out this standard to prove to tourists that they have complied with these safety guidelines set by the governments. The Visit Britain also cooperate with the World Travel and Tourism Council in February 2021 to assure the business which obtain the We Are Good to Go recognitions will also receive the Worldwide Safe Travel Seals. Next, from the perspective of business assistance, the United Kingdom has introduced the Coronavirus Job Retention Schemes, which allows employers to apply for a subsidy of 80% of their employees' wages, up to a maximum of £2,500 per month. It has helped 87% of hotels and entertainment companies during the peak periods. This scheme will be extended to the end of September 2021. Besides, there are also two types of tax reduction carried out in the tourism and hospitality sector in the United Kingdom, which are value-added tax and business tax. For the value-added tax, it reduced from 20% to 5%, starting in July 2020 and ending in September 2021. While for the business tax, it will be fully exempted until June 2020, and the tax will be reduced by 2/3 for the remaining 9 months of the fiscal years. Lastly, from the perspective of demand stimulations, a marketing campaign was introduced by Visit England. The Visit England cooperate with the industry to organize the Enjoy Summer Safely and Escape the Everyday campaigns. For instance, the Escape the Everyday campaigns is cooperated with the Tourism Northern Ireland, Visit Scotland, and Visit Wales to emphasize the high-quality locations, tourist attractions, and events available throughout the UK in order to stimulate tourism demands. Now, we have come to the conclusion that we found that there are some differences between the initiatives of Malaysia and other countries, and these differences deserve more attention based on their innovations and effectiveness in the tourism industry. From the perspective of initiatives to reopen the tourism industry safely, the Ministry of Tourism, Arts and Cultures Malaysia has implemented the COVID-19 free destination programs to establish premier destinations that are free from COVID-19 cases so that locals can travel safely. Whereas, Visit England has introduced We Are Good to Go programs which allow the visitors and companies to determine whether they have met all of the official guidelines. Meanwhile, the Visit Britain also cooperate with the World Travel and Tourism Council to assure the businesses which obtain the We Are Good to Go recognitions will also receive the Worldwide Safe Travel Seals. This is a good move that the Malaysian government can consider, as if we were able to obtain a globally recognized safe travel seal for our programs, then it can certainly establish a stronger impression among all domestic and foreign travelers that Malaysia is a safe travel destination. Next, from the perspective of initiative to stimulate tourism demand, Malaysia's focus is on the development of sustainable and subdivided natural, cultural, and rural products, which will target immunized visitors, customized and small group trips and packages. However, the initiatives in Japan and Singapore are quite different from Malaysia initiatives. For instance, Japan allows the use of specific vending machines with facial recognitions and optical character recognition functions to complete the tax exemption procedure to sell duty-free goods, without the need for employees to be present to require foreign buyers to show their passport to obtain tax exemptions. Japan also establishes a comprehensive multilingual information sharing system in order to generate a more comfortable and stress-free travel environment. Moreover, in Singapore, marketing partnership program and the Singapore Tales Content Funds, which encourage content producers to publish captivating stories about Singapore, have been established to stimulate tourism demand. These initiatives can be recommendations for the Malaysian government to keep enhancing and improving the demand stimulation initiatives. Malaysia can consider establishing a comprehensive multilingual information sharing system like Japan's and inviting local popular celebrities or content creators like Singapore to promote Malaysia's beauties and stories through social media applications so that Malaysia can be exposed worldwide, thereby stimulating tourism demand. Although facial recognition vending machines seems to be rare in Malaysia, it can be seen as one of the transformations toward future tourism development trends, which is conducive to promoting the transformations of advanced technology in the tourism industry. In a nutshell, although COVID-19 hit the Malaysian tourism industry severely these times, opportunities and risks always coexist. Through a series of initiatives to restart and develop the tourism industry these times, we can see that not only in Malaysia, but also many other countries have begun to implement measures that can transform the tourism industry into a new form, mainly focusing on initiatives that can coexist with the coronavirus and reshape a safe tourism impression among visitors' minds in order to sustainably and stably develop the tourism industry. So that's all from our group. Thank you.